morning, dear students. Today we are going to learn about the subphylum Cephalochordata. Cephalochordata. What is the peculiarity? What is the appearance of this class of organisms? They are small fish-like animal, and they possess all fundamental chordate characters. Okay, and why this subphylum got this name Cephalochordata? Because here that notochord, we know that this is the notochord, and it extends beyond the beginning of the nerve cord. We know that this is the beginning of the nerve cord. So this notochord, it is extending beyond the starting point of the nerve cord, and because of this extension, it creates a snout. This portion is called snout, a snout there. So that is its peculiarity. This Cephalochordata, this class of organisms, its notochord, it extends beyond the starting point of the nerve cord and forms a snout. Okay. And what's its popular name? Popular name of this subphylum Cephalochordata? It is called lancelets because of its peculiar shape. It has a shape similar to lancet that we always use to prick our fingers to collect blood samples. I will show you later. Then they are acrania. Acrania. A means absent. Cranium is absent. Cranium means skull is absent. So, as these organisms lack a skull, they are called, we know that such type of organisms are called acrania. A means absent. Cranium is absent or skull is absent. And let's see the general characteristics of subphylum Cephalochordata. What about its body form? Body form, it can be symmetrical or asymmetrical. Can be symmetrical or asymmetrical. And it is not having a distinct head. We can't discriminate, we cannot understand a clear head from its body. There is no distinct head. And there is no paired appendages. Need to note that word. Appendages is there, but paired appendages is lacking, is absent. So no paired appendages without distinct head, and they may possess symmetry, or sometimes they are asymmetrical. Okay. Then regarding the appendages, even if the paired appendages are absent, they possess a tail. Then some median fins. Median fins are of dorsal, caudal, and ventral. Three types. I will show you. This is the dorsal fin. It is extending throughout from the anterior to the posterior end of the trunk. Then a caudal fin we can see here, and also a ventral fin here towards here. So, but we can understand here that they are not paired. Only one single fins are present here. And the body of the this cephalochordates is covered with soft skin, and there is no exoskeleton. Exoskeleton means the skeleton that is seen outside the body, like that of scales in the case of modern fishes. So any such structures, such type of skeleton are lacking in the case of this cephalochordates. Then what about its musculature, muscles? Muscles, they are arranged as segments. I will show you in another picture. Anyway, just note that the muscle is arranged in the form of segments in blocks, and that blocks are called myotomes. Note that name can access one mark question, myotomes or myomeres. I will show you that muscles arrangement. So the muscles are arranged in the form of segments, and each segment is called the myotomes or myomeres, serially along its body. Then Notochord, about its specialty, I already told you. It extends entire length of the body of that organism. Coelom is of true coelom, and also it is an enterocoelic coelom. Enterocoelic coelom, you have studied about this type of coelom in your first semester. Anyhow, once more I am going to explain. Enterocoelom is a true coelom itself, but this coelom emerge in the form of certain lateral pouches here, lateral pouches from the embryonic gut, and later this pouches pinches off and will form the coelom. Such type of coelom is called the enterocoelic coelom. So these cephalochordates possess what type of coelom? Enterocoelic coelom. And the space of this enterocoelic coelom, it is highly reduced towards the anterior end of the organism because of the development of another cavity. What's the name? Atrium. I will show that atrium in another picture later in this section itself. Okay. And regarding the digestive system, it is simple and straight. Here, in the other organism that we just covered in former section, we have learned that the alimentary canal, in the case of acidia, like that, alimentary canal is not straight. It is in the form of a bend because it's atriopore and branchiopore. They are positioned at the same end of the body. That's why its alimentary canal is U-shaped. They where in acidia, that type of organisms in that group. But here the alimentary canal or digestive system is simple and straight, starting from anus up to, sorry, starting from mouth up to anus. And digestive system is adapted for filter feeding. So it filter is food. It collects its food from the incoming water. And it possesses only one digestive gland. Digestive gland means it is a structure that to secrete digestive juice to digest the food particles. So this cephalochordate possesses only one digestive gland. Its name is midgut diverticulum. Midgut diverticulum. Diverticulum means what? Diverticulum means a small pouch. Means a small pouch formed as an invagination of something. That is diverticulum. So as it is forming in the midgut region, then that structure is called the midgut diverticulum. I will show you that midgut diverticulum. So this one, this midgut diverticulum, and it secretes some enzymes for the helping to digest these food particles. So that's the only digestive gland present in cephalochordates. And mouth and anus are subterminal. Subterminal. What do you mean by this subterminal? Subterminal means not present in the extreme tips. Apart from that, so mouth is not present in the extreme tip. Here, somewhere here, and the anus is not present at the extreme tip. It is present somewhat somewhere at this point. So the position is subterminal. And the pharynx is large and perforated by numerous gill slits. And what's its purpose? For serving as a feeding apparatus. So that is the role of that big pharynx with a numerous gill slits. And this gills that present on the walls of the pharynx, it is communicating to outside through atrium. I already told you about atrium just before. Another cavity that is limiting the space of the coelom. So this pharynx is communicating to outside through where? Through atrium. I am going to show you that. So in this picture, we can clearly see this is the pharynx, this is the gills opening, and it is opening to a space. This space is the atrium. It is an ectoderm lined. How it is formed? It is ectoderm lined cavity. Ectoderm lined cavity. This atrium, so that the gill slits of the pharynx is opening to this atrium, and then it is opening to outside through the opening of the atrium. It is called atriopore. So pharynx is not directly opening to outside. Instead, It is first opening to atrium, and through its opening, what's the name of its opening? Atriopore. That pharynx is communicating with the external atmosphere, or exterior. Okay. Then what about the circulatory system? Circulatory system is of a closed type without distinct heart. There is no distinct heart, and blood is colorless. And regarding the nervous system, also it is so simple. And like that of the advanced form, the nervous system has as that type of divisions like a central, peripheral, and autonomous. Central nervous system, we know it comes in the case of higher organism, it composed of brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system, we know that all the emanating nerves from the that spinal cord to some other regions of the body that constitute peripheral. Then autonomous division also there for controlling almost all involuntary action. So its pattern is like that, simple, but it consists of all these major divisions like that of higher chordates. And distinct brain is absent. And also it possesses very simple sense organ. Regarding the respiration, how it respire? It respire through the general body surface and also with the help of gill slits. Through the water that enters the gill slits, it respire. Excretory system with the help of protonephridia. Protonephridia is structure we have learned in detail in our former SEM 1, and there we have learned the means working of flame cells. So here I am not going to explain once more. Anyway, the excretory system is with the help of protonephridia with flame cells, or other flame cells is otherwise called solenocytes. Reproduction. Regarding the reproductory aspects, sexes are separate, that means gonochoric, and also it possesses so many gonads without gonodax, and also it is segmentally arranged. So three things: segmentally arranged gonads, and also it do not possess any gonodax, any dax to release the sex cells. Sex cells. So sex cells, egg or sperm, for releasing any of these things, they don't possess any gonodax. Fertilization is external. And development is indirect. Indirect means there will be surely some larval stage be there. So that is, development is indirect. Next we are going to see about the classification. Only this much about general features. Then classification. Cephalochordate is again divided to a single class. What is the name of that class? Leptocardi. And again this class is divided into two families, Branchiostomidae and Asymetronidae. Branchiostomidae and Asymetronidae. And this Branchiostomidae is again divided to genus Branchiostoma. And this Asymetronidae is divided into two genus, Asymetron and Epigonictis. Okay. And up to genus we learned. Then how many species so far identified? So far 20 species are identified. And among the identified 20 species, the extensively studied one is Branchiostoma lanceolatum. So that's the one that we are going to learn in detail. So about that species, that is Branchiostoma lanceolatum, that extensively studied organism that we will learn in the next section. Thank you. I'm an icon, man. And my girl about a 10. I should fuck her in the Benz.